A long time ago, in a land called Nigerian. And no, this is not a picture of Nigeria drawn upside down. Nigerian is a blessed land that's supposed to be flowing with milk and honey, but it wasn't. Instead, it was flowing with gari, agbado, and one other salty substance that no one knows. You must be wondering, what happened to the milk and honey? Well, the gods of the land were supposed to take care of the land, but they caused it with the air of corruption, which brought about famine in the land, all thanks to the gods which we shall mention in no particular order. The gods are Saabi Ibasham, Babangizad, Obasanjoni, Buharis, and the famous and most dreaded god Bulabai. These gods ran the land to the ground, but they were only able to do so because of the discovery of black gold, a thick liquid buried deep in the land. Niger land wasn't always so bad. Back then, almost everyone depended on farming as a source of livelihood. The land flourished so well that while in Egypt they had fantastic, beautiful pyramids of brick, in Niger land we built our own pyramids, only that our own pyramids were made of groundnut. That's just to tell you that when it comes to drinking gari, no other people does it better. If you don't know what gari is, according to Google, the term gari refers to the processed, fermented and granulated form of cassava. Highlights the word fermented. Who knows? Maybe that's why the country is not working. Everything is just fermented. Fermented EFCC, fermented Georges, fermented fufu, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, everything was going fine until the colonial masters felt that Niger land had oil in the ground. For many years, they drilled and explored, but nothing was found. They checked everywhere, they checked the trees, the ground, and found nothing. They almost gave up until one guy called Shell went to the southern part of Nigeria, and luckily for him, but unluckily for Nigerlanders, oil was found. It was then that Nigerland's problem began. The thing is, most countries in the world that found black gold in their ground flourished, but in the case of Nigerland, it was not so. The discovery of oil was like the coming of Santa Claus. Sorry, wrong character. The discovery of oil was like the coming of Father Christmas. But this Father Christmas came with a very big mighty Ghana must go bag of Shige Pro Max for Nigerlanders. And inside this bag he was carrying, there were very many Shiges, namely disappearance of our groundnut pyramids, we drink gari with it, and refused to produce more. Civil war, that one is a story for another day. The fishermen in the riverine areas left their boats and began to fish for oil jobs. They just had to chill with the big boys. Those who chose to continue fishing couldn't. You must be wondering, why couldn't they? Well, imagine you go fishing and then you catch a fish, only to find out that the fish has been marinating in crude oil for weeks. Here began the disappearance of the middle class. It's either you were chilling with the big boys in the oil companies or you were catching hydrocarbon fish. While this continued, the leaders continued to enrich themselves, while the masses continued to subscribe to higher and higher versions of Shige Pro Max. Shige Pro Max 2024 model, the year God Bulabai reigned, was not for the faint of heart. The gods of the land came from various geopolitical zones, but one thing they had in common was the absence of the lack of the unavailability of the concept of the sense of common, aka common sense. Here's what they did for years. The gods will sell black gold to foreign nations and then go back and buy the refined black golds from these foreign nations. This went on for years.
Come on now.
Like, who does that?
Who does that?
You know what? We can't talk about this and skip the civil war. That would be like having okra soup without palm oil. Even though I know some people who do that shit.
Director, there's no palm oil in this soup. Oh.
There were a group of people called Snare 5. And just so you know, it's not Biafrans written backward. So here's the gist. After independence, things were already a bit shaky, like a Danfo bus with 3 tires. And even though the passengers had complained many times, the driver ignored them.
Oh, driver, this bus they miss one tire. Nah, soldier, no one will go manage her like that.
Ethnic tensions were rising. Coups were flying left, right, and center like suya smoke in the wind. Come to think of it, I haven't eaten suya in a while. Anyway, in 1967, as the bus was moving, one of the tires climbed over pure water and burst. And so a group of people from the southeast were feeling marginalized and decided,
Yeah, one day, why did you bust that pure water now? Eh? We are out, we are not doing again.
So they attempted to form their own country called F5. And again, this is not spelled backwards. It's actually a real place. And boom, war broke out. Not Twitter war, real war with bombs, hunger, serious basbos. Over 1 million lives were lost, many to starvation. The images of Kwashoko children from that time still haunt the pages of history. And guess what fueled the war behind the scenes? Yep, black gold, oil. Both sides knew that whoever controlled the oil controlled the future. It wasn't about tribalism. It was a full-blown custody battle over Niger Land's underground ATM. The war ended in 1970 with the famous line, "No victor, no vanquished." But let's be honest, everybody lost, especially the ordinary people. And while the country said, "Let's move on," it never truly healed. The wounds were just dressed in agbada and swept under the carpet of national amnesia. And everybody drank tiger nut drink and acted like they were very happy. Nigerland is trying to keep it together, but in all honesty, it's already dividing itself like agege bread. For decades, the people of Nigerland hope that someday they would benefit from this black gold in the ground. But unfortunately, till this day, it is still a cost. Every new god that rules the land comes with a more superior premium form of shege and force the great people to subscribe to it. Instead of subscribing to Nigeria Shege, subscribe to my channel. What are you waiting for? Smash that button, Joe. See you on the next one.